Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Japanese carnivore diet. We are doing 30-day challenge. Today is day 16. 16 is my auspicious lucky number. So today's topic is about salt. So, table of contents, the carnivore diets and the salt. And I'm going to talk about good salts and the bad salt. There are three kinds of good salt. Of course, I'm not making any medical claims, and the results may vary. Little bit about me. My name is Grace. I am a California licensed occupational therapist. But these two books here, The 100-Year Life by Dr. Linda Grattan and The Plant Paradox by Stephen Gundry, medical doctor, those two books really inspired me. So even though I am a rehab expert, I feel prevention is much more important. And I don't want to see you as my rehab patient. I want to see you as my preventive friends. So, my passion is your well being in this 100-year life. Ages ago, Hippocrates, he is the father of medicine. He said, let food be your medicine, and in Japan too, we have something like old saying, Ishoku dogen. Ishoku dogen means food and medicine are the same. However, we have forgotten what those ancestors told us. We believe it is pills, drugs, and the surgery that could cure us. Yes, of course, to a certain degree, they could cure us, but I feel lifestyle is much more important for us to have sound, healthy life. So my special thanks goes to those three gentlemen, Dr. Stephen Gundry. He taught me about lectin-free diet, and then these two gentlemen who introduced me to carnivore diet last year. And I am so glad I have met, well, not meeting in person, but I have come across with their books and videos. Thank you so much. So the difference between traditional carnivore diet and my Japanese carnivore diet. So the traditional carnivore diet is like meat only. But to me, that's a little bit difficult because in Japan, we are island country surrounded by ocean. So for the ages, the Japanese people have been eating seafoods as a main source of protein and eggs. It's been only a little over 100 years ago when we were introduced to animal meat with the four legs, beef and pork. So for that reason, we feel more comfortable eating seafoods. And also the Japanese people in general are having more active and healthy lifestyle. They walk and they do exercise on a regular basis. However, sometimes they have some knee pain or neck pain, low back pain, and they are not too big like typical obese American people. But for Japanese, we are happy if we lose maybe 5 to maximum 20 pounds. And then many of us feel we are having brain fog, our concentration and our focus and memory are getting a little bit bad these days. Okay, so the good thing about carnivore diet is, oh, sorry, I forgot to translate the first word into English, but it says you don't have to count calories at all. And in carnivore diet, they always mention about good salt. You need to have good salt. So that's why today is day 16 of 30-day carnivore challenge. I'd like to talk about salt. So this is really my personal question. I have been always wondering, is salt really bad to us? And instead, I I'm more concerned about American people drinking 2 liters of water every day. They say drink 8 glasses of water. One glass in Japan is 200 cc. So 8 glasses is already 1.6 liters of water every day. And to me, that makes me concerned because according to Chinese Eastern medicine, my body type is a yin, yin and yang. So mine is yin and the water element. That means I have a kind of a sluggish water metabolic rate and I tend to feel cold. So drinking too much water is kind of a bad for my body type. So this is again my personal question. I'm not making any medical claim, no scientific backup. It's my just a pure question. I've been always wondering. So that's why every time I see people, especially obese people, drinking water, I'm really wondering, is it really good just drinking water? I know you do exercise, you sweat a lot. That's why you have to put the water back. But in our sweat, it's not only 100% water. There are some minerals and salt. So, electrolyte. So for that reason, I've been always wondering. And then as I learn about carnivore diet more from Dr. Ken Berry, I really feel I'm in the right track. So anyhow, let's talk about good salt and bad salt. The good salt is natural salt, and the bad salt is a pure sodium chloride made in a factory. That's a bad one. So just for your information, this is a very interesting. I feel the Japanese population are getting more sick or less healthy after the World War II when the government told them to stop making salt in a traditional way, the salt from sea salt, but the government really encouraged people to have factory to produce pure sodium chloride. And some people point out that's the turning point for Japanese is having a deteriorating health. But that's again no backup evidence, but just personal uh, opinion from some doctors. All right. So now you know the good salts are the natural salt. There are 3 kinds of natural salt that are good for you. The first one is yes, sea salt. And since I'm from Japan, one of the best sea salt is actually 2 locations. One Okinawa, and the other is France. So Okinawa, you have watched the Netflix Blue Zone, and then the first episode was about Okinawa people, why Okinawa people enjoy longevity. And this is my personal feeling. Why Okinawa people are so healthy? Three things. Number one, Okinawa is a tropical culture as compared to Japan's mainland, a main island. So, tropical people are more mellow, relaxed, so their ambience is better, perhaps less stress. And number two, they eat lots of pork. you know, in that Netflix video, they didn't mention that, but in Japan, we know Okinawa people consume more pork than our average Japanese in the main island. So I feel this is kind of relating to carnivore. Okinawa people could be Japanese carnivore. They eat more pork. And then number three, they have good sea salt. If you go to Japan or if you have been to Okinawa, wow, they have a pure, such a clean, beautiful ocean, just like Tahiti, Bora Bora. It's a very nice ocean water. And they make sea salt from that. Of course, it is a very fine quality. And then there are two famous, salt manufacturers in Okinawa and the two famous brands. The left one is called the Yukishio. Yuki is snow. Shio is salt. So it's a snow salt. When you see this, it's a mind blowing. It's just so much different from the traditional crystal salt that we know. And it's more mild. It's very nice flavor, umami. So I personally like Yukishio. The texture is just like a powdered sugar that you use for, cookies and baking, It's so much different from traditional salt. And fortunately, from Amazon USA, you can order from Yukishio. So I put the link in the description if you are interested in. I think it's a very good investment for you. So try it. I highly recommend because I love this Yukishio. Now, the second one on the right hand side is Nuchimasu. Nuchimasu is a Okinawa dialect. Okinawa people speak different dialect, and Nuchimasu is one of their dialect. And I'm sorry, I'm from Osaka. I don't know what it means, but I know it's a high quality salt. Probably that's one of the best quality salt in the world. Of course, my video is not sponsored by any of them. I'm a small peanut still, but thank you, all of you. You are subscribing me. At least I have over 130 people subscription. Thank you so much. But anyhow, so that's Okinawa. And now the other sea salt, good quality, is France, naturally, the other country of gourmet. And I was told this Camargue, it's a Fleur de sel, is a very good quality, even among French salt. I was told this is a good one. So I'm going to also put the link in the description if you want to try. Okay, now the second type of natural salt, which I didn't know until I met Dr. Ken Berry, the king of carnivore diet. Dr. Ken Berry personally recommends this one, Keto Chow Daily Minerals. And this product is made from Salt Lake, Salt of Salt Lake of Utah. Right. So lake salt is another source of natural salt, which I didn't know. And I was wondering why in Utah there's a city called Salt Lake. I was just wondering. And now they say, just like all of you know Dead Sea, right? Dead Sea in Middle East, Mediterranean region. And that lake water is so salty that you can float. So that's why those Dead Sea and Salt Lake, their lake has such a high natural salt content, which is good for us. And Dr. Ken Berry recommends, so right away, I I've been drinking this. I order from Amazon. I put the link on the bottom. And you know what I do? I don't know exactly what's the salt concentration in our body, in the blood, because our blood is salty, right? I think maybe 5%, something like that. But at least I like to drink 1% of salt water. So again, this is another glass dropper I order from Amazon. And see, one pipette is 1 cc. So when I take bottled water to my gym, that's 500 ml. So I put the 5 pipettes. That's 5 cc to 500 cc of water. That would make 1% of salt water. So that's how I do it. And this glass dropper is very, very convenient. Okay, now the third kind of good natural salt is rock salt. And the famous one is Himalayan pink salt. And again, I also use Himalayan pink salt. All right. So, good thing about carnivore diet with the natural salt, I think because it's so simple and that less is more, because these days, in all of the countries, both the United States and my country, Japan, we are so much concerned about food additives and the chemicals. And there are so many like a fake beef and a fake this like the food made from crickets and even cockroach, those insects. And I'm not too crazy about it. I'm just happy, eating carnivore diet with good salt. So again, less is more. And the good thing about carnivore diet is we eat, whole fish, whole shrimp, seafood, whole egg, and the meat. We just buy a chunk of beef or pork, we slice it. So it's good. I like carnivore diet because we try to stay away from processed food because we don't know what is inside the processed food in a factory. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you find today's video is helpful and informative because all about salt. Until I met Dr. Ken Berry, the king of carnivore diet, I didn't know about lake salt either. So now I'm taking sea salt from Okinawa and the lake salt from Utah and then rock salt from Himalaya. I think I'm good. I'm taking three kinds of natural salt. Okay, so I send out my love, passion, positive energy to you, and we exchange energy. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.